Is your iPhone running slower than molasses? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you just how to fix a slow iPhone. Hey friends, I'm Tasia Custode and welcome back to my YouTube channel where I share tech tips and app reviews. If you're riddled with a slow iPhone, no worries, because today I'm going to show you 5 tips to speed up your iPhone. So let's go. Tip number 1 to speed up your iPhone: clear your cache. More specifically, your website data and browsing history. So I'm going to show you how to do this on both Safari and Chrome. To do this in Safari, head to your iPhone settings and then scroll down and tap on Safari. Then from here, scroll down again, and this time select Clear History and Website Data. In this pop-up, choose the Clear History and Data option to proceed. Now warning, if you do this, it will remove any cookies and saved logins. So do not pass go and do this if you're worried about losing your logins. Now, if you use something like a password manager or you don't really care about your logins, then that's another thing entirely, and I will show you how to do the exact same thing on Chrome. So for this, we're gonna head to our Chrome app, and then we're gonna tap on the 3-dot menu icon in the bottom right, and select History. Then at the bottom here, just select Clear Browsing Data, or you could tap the Edit option in the bottom right just to clear individual sites. Tip number 2 to fix a slow iPhone: clear out your messages. Listen, there could be a lot of junk, a lot of media, a lot of links living in there that can be slowing down your iPhone. So there are a few ways to do this depending on whether or not you care about saving and exporting your messages and saving and exporting any videos or images within those messages. So if you don't care about your messages or any of the media within that at all, you can go to your Messages app and you can delete media from your individual conversations by selecting the conversation and then tapping on the name or group at the top. From here, you'll be able to see a snapshot of all the photos, links, documents, everything included in this conversation. So if you want to delete any or all of the media, you could select the See All option and then tap Select in the top right. Then just select the media you want to delete and tap Delete in the bottom right. Or you can delete entire conversations from the Messages app simply by swiping left on a conversation and then tapping the red delete option here with the trash can icon. Or if you don't want to do this manually, you can head to your iPhone settings and then scroll down and select Messages. Then from here, let's scroll down again to where it says Keep Messages. So you can tap on this to change this to 1 year or 30 days, which means it's automatically going to delete any messages and media contained within those messages that are older than either 1 year or 30 days, depending on which you select. And this will happen automatically. But what if you're like me and you're weird and you want to keep all of your messages and also all the media contained within those messages before you delete it off of your iPhone? Well, luckily there are ways that you can export and back up all of your messages and the media contained within those messages. For this, I use a program called iExplorer. Not sponsored at all, it's just the program I use. And I use it to back up and export all of my messages and the data within it. So any photos and videos as well. Now, I typically do this about once a year. I use iExplorer and then I clear out everything off of my iPhone. So if you actually want to see a video on how to use iExplorer and how to back up SMS messages, you can click up here or via the link in the description below. And if you're finding this video valuable, please consider giving it a like and remember to subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Okay, let's move on to tip number 3 to make your iPhone run faster. And that's to clear your iPhone storage and any unused apps. That's right, clean house. Or I guess in this case, if your iPhone was your house, you gotta keep it clean. So let's first start with how to check your iPhone storage. To see how much storage you have left on iPhone, let's just head to Settings, and then we're gonna go to General, Then iPhone storage. Tip: if this screen is taking a long time to load, you've got a lot of storage being used. But once the screen loads, you're gonna be able to see what's taking up all your space. And if you scroll down further, you can see which apps are taking up the most space. Now, this is important because if there's an app taking up space and potentially slowing down your iPhone, you can assess if you even use that app anymore and if you need to actually keep it installed on your device. So if you're scrolling and you do find an app on this list that you want to delete, simply tap on it. And then from here, you can either delete the app entirely or you can offload the app. This means that it's gonna help free up storage, but it will keep the documents and data that's associated with the app. Now back in iPhone storage, you're gonna have some other options to enable iCloud photos to clear your photo space. And again, you can enable the auto delete of old conversations from here too. By the way, if you don't use iCloud, well, welcome to the club, neither do I. You can either use something like iExplorer, which I mentioned earlier, or you can use Google Photos to back up all of your photos from your device, which is actually what I do. So if you want to know how to use Google Photos to back up your device and how exactly it works, I have a ton of videos on that. They're all listed in the description below. Tip number 4 to fix a slow iPhone. Try closing unused apps. Now, I know this is a bit controversial to close out our apps, but desperate times call for desperate measures. So typically there isn't a need to have to close out apps because Apple does a really good job of kind of putting to sleep any demanding apps that are running in the background. However, if your iPhone is running slow, which is why you're here, you may want to consider completely closing out those apps. So if you're on an older iPhone with a home button, you're actually just gonna double click the home button to bring up your apps. But if you're on an iPhone without a home button, simply swipe up from the bottom of your screen. You're gonna feel a little haptic, by the way, on your thumb or your finger that you're swiping up with to tell you that it's worked. Then just let go and you're gonna have your app slider here. Now simply swipe right through your opened apps and then all you have to do is swipe up on apps that you want to quit. Tip number 5, the last tip. Well, if you don't count the bonus tip coming your way next, and that's to actually update your iOS. Generally speaking, you're gonna wanna be running the latest version of iOS as long as your device supports it. Now, if you've watched any of my videos before, you know the golden rule prior to running any updates. Always back up and sync your iPhone before running updates to iOS. Like seriously, that's a non-negotiable. And by the way, if you're wondering if you should upgrade to iOS 15, you can actually check out this video right here on the best iOS 15 features and whether or not you should upgrade. To check for available software updates, you're gonna head to your settings app and then tap on General and then select Software Update. Here, you're either gonna be told that your device is up to date or that a new update is available. If you've tried all of these tips and your iPhone is still running slow, I do have 2 little bonus tips for you. You could simply try turning your iPhone off and then turning it back on again, the good old power down, as I call it. Or if you're really desperate, you could do a complete factory reset. But be warned, if you do a full reset, you're definitely gonna have that backup because that way then you can manually pull over any data you want onto the reset. So those are my 5 tips to speed up a slow iPhone. And now I want to hear from you. Do you think these tips would help speed up an iPhone? Let everyone know in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, well, I want to know. So give it a like, a share, or leave that comment below. You can click right about here to subscribe to my channel and here for even more iPhone content. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Can you settle, please? She's staring at me from inside her crate. What was I saying?